This is Hamilton model 974 pocket watch. I'm making this video because I think this is one of the nicest 974s I've seen in a long time. I'll just tell you a little bit of history about this pocket watch. Well, actually the model. My grandfather had a 974 Hamilton, and I actually inherited that, but it's in disarray. It's not in excellent shape like this one. There's no bezel on here on my grandfather's. It's completely not working. It just needs quite a bit of work. Maybe I'll post a video on that one soon. This one is actually in really good working order. It takes really good time. Let me see if I can get close to it. There's no stress cracks in the porcelain dial. You can see the second hand ticking right there. Look, I'll keep it on here for a little bit. So now it's going to 10 and then 15 soon. But it takes one, I mean, what am I saying takes? It's like me taking a picture, right? It keeps great time. So I believe this pocket watch was made around 1917. Trying to get kind of close here so you could see the really excellent care whoever had it. See the blue dials? So when you hold it a certain way, you can see the original blue dials, and then when you get kind of hold it this way, they look black like that. This is a basic. It's not a railroad pocket watch. I actually think it's gold filled because it, you know, I think if it was 14 karat, it would say it. But look at the design on it, and the hinge is in really good shape. A lot of these were carried, you know, in the pocket, dropped, scratched, and this is all original. I don't believe this was carried that many times during the years. It's probably in its box. But what you have to do with this watch is that you have to wind it every day. So I could wind this about 30 to 40 times once a day, and I usually wind it in the morning. And it'll last me through the day and also through the night until the next morning. These have to be wound every day. These you just can't wind once and expect they're going to run all week. And then they do have to get clean and oiled periodically to keep them going. But as you can see, this is just in wonderful shape. A lot of these have stress cracks in the porcelain and chips in the porcelain, especially around the second hand area, or the second hand, I guess you call it. I'm not an expert in pocket watches, so. But what I purchased this for is because my grandfather's pocket watch is the same model, like I said, but his is a smooth back. It's not this raised back design. I just bought it because of that reason. I originally wanted to restore my grandfather's pocket watch, but it looks like it would cost quite a bit of money to get it back to original shape. And on his pocket watch, it has a few dents and stuff, and my grandfather passed away in 1971, and he carried it when he was younger. So I just went to the next step and purchased this pocket watch in comparison with my grandfather's 974 Hamilton. Now, let's see if I can open it up for you here. I don't want to do, what I do is I have a razor blade, and there's just a little area that's raised a little bit on the side here. So here we go. So I just open it up, and then as you can see, it has a double protection right here. It's not a Hamilton case, or as far as I know, it's might be 2 cases in one, because there's some serial numbers on this side. That's all there is. And then there's another raised area in here where you just hold on just for a second, and I'll get it open here for you. Just bear with me. Okay. Alright. Sorry about that. Alright, there you go. So as you can see, it's ticking just fine. There we go. So it looks like it's 17 joules. Model 974, Lancaster County, Hamilton. See how that's just moving? See if I could just put it down, and there we go. That's better. Very clean. I mean, as you can see with all the wheels and all that, it's just super clean piece. I'll just keep it on here for a little bit so you guys could see the way it's ticking. And the serial number is 1147520. And I think I looked that up, and I think it was 1917, if I remember. There's the 974 on the right side. So that would be over here, the 974. You just gotta be careful opening these. And then it has a case. The case is, when I open up the second lid, it says Dubur or something. I can't pronounce, and it's right there. So like I said, I'm not an expert in these, so it's amazing on how they built these and manufacture these with all these springs and gears, and it's just really cool, isn't it? Just really cool. I mean, listen to ticking, especially to put it in your pocket and bouncing around and still keep great timing, you know. So let's close this lid. See if I could get this with one hand. Sorry. Try this other finger. Gonna have to take this and bring it up. There we go. So I'm gonna close this lid. And that protects the back. See how it snapped? And then I'll just do this lid. And then we'll go back to the front. There you go. Now I'd like to get a gold chain for it, which would be really neat. I don't know if anybody knows, but look how blurry that is. Jeans, as you know, have a little tiny pocket right here. Okay, when they first invented blue jeans back in the 1800s or 1860s, whatever it was, I don't remember what date. I wasn't around, so everybody thinks that this little tiny pocket, like, what is it for? You know, a lot of people think it's for coins, and guess what? I put mints in it sometimes. And I used to put coins. I used to put, I don't know, anything little. Sometimes keys, sometimes Tylenol. I used to put some medicine in there. But originally, when the jeans were invented, it was meant for a pocket watch, believe it or not. I don't know if anybody knows that, but it's really cool. So it's a little tight, because probably now they make them a little smaller because they're cutting back material. But I could fit this pocket watch in there. There we go. So there you fit your pocket watch in that little pocket, which is really cool. And then you have your chain. I guess you chain it on one of your loops here, you know, so it doesn't fall out, and then you just take it out and look at your time. So a lot of the workers in the fields, like in the farmers and all that, that's where they would put their pocket watch, and that was made for that. So, which is really cool. Learn something new every day, right? And then, of course, the bankers and, you know, people that own stores that were in suits, you know, would wrap it around and have a little pocket in their vest pocket. So, and their vest pocket would be somewhere either over here or over here. But, so there you go. It was a little learning thing for you if you did not know what that little tiny pocket was in your jeans. So they kept it there all these years. I'm sure the younger generation don't even know what the hell that is for. Probably stick their little pinkies in there. So there you go. Excellent timing. I don't even think it's slow. I don't think it's fast. So I think it just keeps exact timing, because when I look at my Android phone, it's always the exact time. And you can see it's super clean. I'm sure probably in 6 months or so I like to get it oiled. And I looked online. There's not too much information on how to oil these things, but you got to be extremely careful. You got to use the right amount of oil, like in a pin drop, not even a pin drop. It's like they just touch it with a pin and then they put it on certain areas. But let the professionals do that, right? Blah. And I mean, for a nice pocket watch like this, you don't want it ruined, especially in the condition of the porcelain and the original and everything else. I don't even know how much it costs to get it cleaned and oiled. Probably $100 at least, because they got to take a lot of these gears apart and stuff, or pieces in there apart, and you know, and then dip it in some type of solvent. And so there you go. Model 974 Hamilton pocket watch. Dubar case or whatever, Duber case, and I think it's made around 1917, in perfect condition, almost like 99.99%. Even the bevel doesn't have any scratches or anything on it. Hope you enjoyed it. One day I'll put my grandfather's pocket watch on there, and you can see the difference. I'll compare this one to my grandfather's, and it's the same model, but the condition is just, you know, it's been around and it just needs to be fixed, my grandfather. So probably cost $300, $400, $500, $600 at least. Or just buy another one of these, I guess, and change the parts over and kind of bring it into one as my grandfather's watch, you know. All right.